is CyHawk Game Day, sponsored by Nissan and Clear Choice of Des Moines.
Welcome into CyHawk Game Day on this lovely, lovely Saturday. I'm Reina Garcia, joined by Jeff Woody. Jeff, another great day of football.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It started a little chilly, but by the time we get to kickoff in both games, hopefully out in Piscataway, but here in Iowa, it is absolutely gorgeous. Just could not ask for better weather.
Absolutely. Well, we got to start with kind of the biggest thing from last week, and that is the Iowa offense. They came alive a little bit. They took on Nevada last Saturday. This game started at, I think, 6:40 p.m., didn't finish until 1:45 in the morning, thanks to, I think, 3 separate weather delays. So let's check out how that one unfolded. The Hawkeyes looking to get back on track after some shaky performances through the first 2 weeks. First quarter, Caleb Johnson takes the handoff and goes 40 yards for the touchdown. It's 7-0 Hawkeyes. Cooper DeJean picks off a pass and sets Iowa up for Spencer Petras. He's going to find Arlen Bruce in the end zone, and Iowa leads 14-0. Early third quarter, Iowa up 17-0, but the game goes into a lightning delay that lasted 80 minutes. Then a 2-hour delay, then another hour. Play finally resumed at 12:45. Iowa going to go back to Johnson. The true freshman breaks free for a 55-yarder, and Iowa gets the shutout win over Nevada, 27-0.
Happy for our guys to get off the mat and get back in the fight, and did a good job in unusual circumstances tonight. So to stay focused, it was good to see.
It speaks a lot about our character and our volume, and just everything we preach in our program about just staying ready, no matter the time, place, or weather, like you saw tonight. And we're just staying ready. I mean, 2-3 rain delays. We were here for about 8 to 9 hours. Same with you guys. So I think that says a lot about everybody in this whole building, and just what their character and what their personality is really about.
Well, I know they weren't facing the toughest of opponents, but I think this was a real test for that Iowa offense. Can they run the ball? Can they score points? They were able to do both of those things.
They were able to do both those things, and the Iowa offense looked better. Now, granted, the bar to better is very, very low with the Iowa offense, but Caleb Johnson provided a spark. Having Nico Reganey back provided a spark. They were able to actually do some things. Now, they're still not good yet. I mean, they're still dead last in total offense, 112th in rushing offense, 118th in time of possession, and they're -1 in turnover margin. They're still not good yet, but they are progressing, and Spencer Petras looked a lot more aggressive. There are a lot of passes that were, whether they were drops or just near misses, they were taking shots down the field. The Iowa offense started to take shape for what it kind of is supposed to be. They still aren't there yet, and they still have a lot of work to do to get there. And Rutgers is a really stout defense, so you might see a little bit of a regression this week from what Nevada was, but they still are on the right track to becoming a competent offense.
Yeah, you mentioned having guys back, healthy receivers back. How much do you think that kind of helped them at least open things up a little bit and take some shots?
Well, with this offense, in order to be a run-first play-action offense, which is what Iowa wants to be, you have to have wide receivers that threaten safeties deep. If you don't, if there's no receiver or no receiving threat that can threaten a safety to be back out of the box, then all 11 defenders just key in on the run. And if you have 11 guys keying on the run, you can't run the ball. And if you don't have a deep threat that can back anybody out, then you can't throw the ball. And so Iowa backed themselves into a corner by not having any of those guys there. By having at least one player, whoever that player is, be a reasonable threat to get down the field, it forces at least the thought that a deep pass can happen. So just the threat of making that shot can actually be worth something. So having the receivers back is a big part of it. But again, we're talking about a quarterback who threw 14 of 26. It's still not great. So it's just better. They just need to continue to improve. But having receivers back helps. They just need to continue to execute better.
Yeah, very, very reminiscent of my Pittsburgh Steelers. They're having some similar struggles right now. Hopefully that will turn around. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that Iowa State-Ohio game and what we've learned about the Cyclones through the first 3 games.